Doesn't matter. You're just, doesn't matter. Doesn't 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 matter.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. I've got some ideas. So okay. So what do you know? What you want like the form of this song to be, or
Yeah,
no?
there we go. It's going to be 16 8 16 8.
Okay, and the eight is gonna be like the chorus.
The 8 is going to be a chorus.
Okay.
And I'm not entirely sure about that 8 being a chorus. You know what? I'm not entirely sure about that. I'm saying 16 8 16 8 because that's pretty much the beat as it is right now is four. It's like four intros, 16 verse, 8 chorus, 16 verse, 8 chorus, 4 outro. More
Okay.
or less.
Yeah. And is this the is this a verse or a chorus or both?
So, oh, this
Yeah.
is the first half. The first half of the first verse.
First half of the first verse. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just trying to look up a song that's similar so we can learn from it.
That's it's the first 12 bars essentially of the first 16. And I'm
Okay.
not sure. It doesn't have to be 16 8 16 8. You know, it's like I want this to be a story.
Uh-huh.
Um, where the first half is where it's talking about pretty much like the tone of the language as it is right now, which is
Mhm.
uh, fucked up,
Mhm.
right? Um, and then the second part would be um, going forward from here, pretty much.
Okay, yeah,
That would
yeah.
be
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good plan. Um okay, cuz I wanted to ask because the obvious thing, right, is I wasn't really sure whether it was a verse or a chorus because you start all your lines off with it doesn't matter, right?
and that's on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm just saying that means with that kind of repetition of material that you could really either make that the chorus or the verse. So if you want to make that the verse, though, that's fine. It's just what we have to do is kind of make all of your lines look the same. Um, Rhythmically, not just with the words, and not that they'll all sound the same and be the same, but they all have to work in the same way, I guess. So
Well,
this
let me
is
tell you what I started with, right?
yeah,
So in the
yeah,
beginning, it wasn't in this format, right? In
yeah.
the beginning, the lines were it was the first four lines, and then the last four lines that you see.
Now,
Yeah, now. So it doesn't matter how many times we've been here before. It doesn't matter how many times we've seen that door. It doesn't matter how many tears we've dropped on the floor. It doesn't matter how many years we've got anymore. All that matters is what's in front of us now, a relationship in pieces, and while we got here somehow. This time it feels as if it's really falling apart. How many times can I keep on breaking your heart? That was like the first.
yeah.
That's what it was originally, and then uh, just intuitively, the next line that I want to do is, "It doesn't matter that I don't do it on purpose." Then I kept on looking at purpose is a hard word to rhyme off.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And all the rhymes have already been done by Eminem on "Lose Yourself," so people are already gonna know. Like it's purpose, nervous, and surface, and like that's it. So yeah. Okay. So then you switched it up, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Although I do like the original more, right?
You like the original more though.
The original more, although I really, really, and then when I switched up, I noticed the moment that the next line was, it doesn't matter that I don't do it on purpose. I was like, oh, that'd be great to do the first like 8 bars starting with it doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a little bit of what I wanted to talk to you about. So I guess like there are a few points, right? The first is you might say it like how is the repetition of uh it doesn't matter dot 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 in the first 8 bars functioning in this song. And we'll talk about what all these things mean. Then I guess the second is you would say, like, what is the rhythmic, I don't know, archetype of every line here. And then just general stuff about metaphors, right? So let me try to find a sign. Let's start with the first one. How are they functioning? And I'll explain what that means a little bit. But just give me a second. I'm going to try and find a song that kind of does what you did here and start off every line with the same line. Same opening formulation words. So give me a second. That is not what I want. Nobody believe fights out of my people, even if you think out of the shoulders and frozen aortic valves. That's not what I want. Don't form cows, conform to norms, morale's different. Gifted, use it to shift shit. A mutant shapeshifter when I spit it up liquid. The light is scream is righteous, working sets. Lips have blinded us, never mind how the mind just trips for glitz. Shit niggas, rich niggas got us and fuck it cost us in cash. But ain't the two synonymous with media politics? You know they love it. If you believe you spitting. Sorry, give me a sec. I really gotta think to come up with one. I know, damn. It's okay. Every round is the playoffs. 3, I'm up the sand, make the floor. Yeah, man. And we don't want the booze. In fact, fuck that. Get up and clap your paws together. Make noise like we wet up the floor. Better wake up, y'all, like a spike leaf flip. Good morning, boys. I'm the type you leave with. I'm on it. Since I up yours now, that's a test. Are you? Hey. Jean Grey. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good ear. You know by now. Back to the drum. Just wanna say, out of school I moved on one of these songs. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Not this one. Not that. Not that. Not that. There was nothing that came up. Be coming out the bomb on the motherfucker, so the target is clearer. That's why all can I say, stop grilling me, nigga. I get a drink and fill it with stoli feet and toss your weed back and keep gunning until the fender dents your knees back. That's why getting these niggas the streets fill up, so I keep a distance between me and the heat spillers. That's why there's no beef, only buzz. No sleep till I reach trust, flirted with a burden of retarded things. That's why the weed. Okay, this is Jean Grey, right? Like, you know, and it's called The Band. So let me, The Band, lyrics. No, what's her, Jean Grey. Let me send the lyrics real quick. And so you can tell, at that, and we're gonna skip through it a little bit, but tons of her lines start with, that's why, you know, so it's all like, that's why, which is obviously very similar to your, it doesn't matter part. So I want us to listen to this song so that we can understand how these kinds of things function and what they do, right? Because it's a different way of writing than, I don't know, free writing or normal writing, where every line starts with a different thing, and it means that you can do certain things, but it also means that you can't do other things, right? So one thing, obviously, you have to be really careful of is that it doesn't get boring, you know, and another thing is, like, you can do more with it because you've connected the song more, which is why I thought that this might be a chorus, right? So let's just listen to this song for a little bit and figure out what Jean does with it. Yeah. I only do it in small doses. Prognosis. She's iller than these niggas. I seen Jean Grey. Yeah, this is it. Yo, she had like a skirt on. That shit ain't underground. That's not real. Fuck her.
You big dummies, yeah, Gene rock a little girly shit. That's why my nigga Tech be calling me the greasy pimp. That's why we go to open bar, snatch chips and bail like Gene is on a date with fucking Dave Chappelle. Hell, I've always been a crew, that's why I move with a small razor tape to the roof by the back of the front too. That's why I dance hard. Gene doing the running man in the middle of the dance floor. Game so cunning, and that's why I'm so cool with restroom attendants. On request, to lock you in and hot jock your pendant. Knock now till you're blue like a Titanic necklace. Meanwhile, I'm outside tagging names on your Benzes. Then everybody but my people starts to filing, and that's when niggas get tired and start wildin'. And then the cops come through and shut the club down, and that's when I turn around and blame it on you. Ow, you can never fuck with Jim. That's why y'all ain't nothing to me. That's why I don't give a damn about a team, nigga. I've been running things since I came up on the scene. Get down. This bitch spilled a drink on my clothes. See, that's why I told you not to fuck with hoes. That's why I keep my business clean. I've done dirt trucks, flirted with a burden of retarded things. That's why the weed only contacts like osmosis. And if I smoke, I'll only do it in small doses. Prognosis, she's iller than these niggas the streets filler. And so I keep a distance between me and the heat spillers. That's why there's no beef, only buzz. No sleep till I reach MTV, a bus. That's why you need me. Please believe me. God, DZ could have blown the host routes too easy. That's why you should have known I was approaching fast. That's why I see you in the road and step on the gas. Hard like NASCAR, speed and toss your weed back. And keep gunning till the fender dents your knees back. That's why you can never fuck with Jim. That's why y'all ain't nothing to me. That's why I don't give a damn about a team, nigga. I've been running things since I came up on the scene. That's why you can never fuck with Jim. That's why y'all ain't nothing to me. That's why I don't give a damn about a team, nigga. I've been running things since I came up on the scene. Alright, Gene is chillin', all of y'all chillin'. What more can I say? Stop grilling me, nigga. I get a drink and fill it with Stoli vanilla and pink thinner and send it to your table with dinner. And that's why you should never cross me. Mark the back of your leather with yellow X's so the target is clearer. That's why Gene snuck a fucking sword in the club. Start carving you up and not miss a step. Thank you. Compliments of the gray miss, the statements are blatant. But I love her, God, I hate her placement, hatred. That's why I'm on the motherfucking A-list. Make you lose faith like Biggie or 100 acres. Seek refuge, move like a bunch of Haitians. See, that's why I don't be coming out, I lose my patience. Too cool and collected, calm boost with a steady arm. That's why Gene be out quick, I get it gone.
And these are the ad-libs. Okay, so God, she's so fucking good. But she, so obviously the thing, that's why, is part of the chorus, right? So like, it's like, that's why you can never fuck with Gene, that's why. And she's singing that part. But you'll notice first that she doesn't, and she uses that's why in every verse, right? She uses that's why in every verse. But she doesn't use it in the same places, but not in the same places, and not with same frequency, right? Sometimes she's using it a lot, sometimes she's not using it at all. But it's kind of like this second chorus to the song. Because the main chorus is, that's why you can never fuck with Gene, that's why y'all ain't. But then we have all these other connections where she says, that's why Tech be calling me the greasy pimp. That's why we go to open bars, snatch tips, and bail. That's why I move with a small razor tape to the back of the front tooth. And it's not even always in the same, like Dave Chappelle, it's not even always in the same place, right? Not in the same, within the bar, I mean. Not in the same place in verse or in bar. Because in the chorus, it's at the start of the bar, right? It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why you don't want to fuck with Gene. But around, I always been cool, that's why I move. It comes in the middle of the bar, right? Because she's going, like Jeannie's on a date with fucking Dave Chappelle. Hell, I always been cool, that's why I move. That's why. You know, it came around the third beat. And so I wanted to point this out to you because this will, you know, I just brought up the fact of how this can really quickly get boring. But doing what Jean Grae does will help you avoid becoming boring. But the thing is,
because you don't really expect it.
Yeah.
It comes in, yep.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because and so obviously your song and her song, they are different, but also they're trying to do different things, right? Like, she is flowing. You know, she wants all the rhythm. But you're trying to tell a story. So that's why even your ideas are different, right? Like, that's why it's just 2 notes and it's quick. but it doesn't matter is 5 notes and it's longer and your beat is slower, right? So I'm not telling you to do what she did, but I'm telling you to learn from how she did it, right? Because it's not like you could. It doesn't matter isn't as flexible as That's Why, which is why like I don't want you to kind of do that complicated flow thing. But I think it'll help you reach that middle ground between opening it with all 8 and then switching what you had in the beginning, you know, which you said you liked originally better.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, so it's just like you have to walk the line between It Doesn't Matter being the anchor that keeps you grounded and It Doesn't Matter being the anchor that weighs you down, you know. Because like it doesn't matter. Yeah, so this is what I mean when I ask you how is it gonna function? You know, it doesn't matter. Like, because if you start off your rap with 8 straight repetitions of It Doesn't Matter, the idea It Doesn't Matter better be fucking super important to the song. Or else I will just be like, oh, well, he doesn't know what musical materials he's working with. You know, how we've always talked about. How, like, yeah, you can write your song, but you can't just do whatever you want with it. It's telling you to do certain things with it, right? So then the question is, like, building off one... concern 1 that I listened before, it's like, well, are those words in the chorus? You know, do 4 bars of It Doesn't Matter, I'm just gonna abbreviate, It Doesn't Matter, open the song and close the song? Is it just like a reference idea, you know, where you reference it but you don't really take it anywhere? Like in that way, to open the song and to close the song, you know. So these are
I don't have complete answers yet, right?
Yeah, absolutely,
forming, right?
Yeah.
But the way I'm looking at this song, the way I was looking at the song initially was to break it down into 2 parts, right? First, because I was thinking verse, chorus / outro, and now I'm still thinking that, right? Something 16 bars of It Doesn't Matter, and then chorus, and then 16 bars of Not It Doesn't Matter. So then doing all those It Doesn't Matter beginning is not a good idea, probably.
Well, yeah, like you gotta intersperse them, right? Because Jean Grey's lines that don't start with That's Why make the lines that do start with That's Why that much better, I think. So, like, you can open it and ground us and show us where we are really strongly by having an opening of 4 bars, maybe 8 bars. But, like, after that, you have to mix it up because, or else it will become boring, you know, because,
Yes, that's actually really good because that means, you know, I mean, now thinking about it, it's okay to actually have, you know, that 4 bars, then go into 4 bars, the 4 bars that I liked originally, and then drop It Doesn't Matter in one line, and then go on to other stuff, and then maybe bring it in a few other times. So it felt really weird for me to just do that. You know, it didn't feel intuitive.
No, and that's, you know, Jesus, that's why we're fucking doing this. That's why we're doing lessons, you know, so that's fine. But it's like, the thing is that, just don't make it square. Don't make the rate at which you use It Doesn't Matter square, I guess is what I would say, you know. Don't always do like 2 bars, use it, 2 bars, use it, 2 bars, use it. Do like 2 bars of Not It, then 2 bars, and then 4 bars of Not It Doesn't Matter. You know, and really switch it up, because, you know, the thing of how to make your song, of this song, how to finish it and how to make it better, is really, it's all tied together, because what this ties into then is the fact that this is a much different song from the last one we did, you know? And I don't mean in feel, I don't mean in the beat, I don't mean in delivery, but it's like the thing that you're actually trying to do is very different. You know, and so now we have to talk about a whole bunch of different stuff. Because last time I didn't really critique you on your writing. First off, because it was great. But second, because your last song was carried by delivery. So really, it honestly did not fucking matter what you said. As long as you said it as intensely as you felt it. And that we can't do here. Like, you had a really great delivery in your last song. But that kind of delivery will not help you here because the beat is slower. So what that means is that you have to really focus on what your words are and just make sure that every single one serves a purpose and is like cut like a diamond. You know, because we've all heard songs that are like it doesn't matter. Like this is a frequent idea. So now what I want to know is what makes Aton's version of It Doesn't Matter better. Like, I'm sure like there's a song where the chorus is It Doesn't Matter, you know? So this is why we need something new, you know? And so what I'm talking about is like we need super strong because so much focus will be on your beat, because the beat is slower, which means your delivery can't help you. We really need metaphors to be like crystal clear, you know. So some of these are good, and others are just like a good start, you know. So like how many tears we've dropped on the floor, how many times we've looked at the door. These will get you by, and they're good enough. But just kind of knowing what you are capable of, I'm sort of looking for something more, you know, because it's just that these metaphors right now involve these metaphors. In order for these metaphors to work, it asks a lot of the listener, you know, like when you say like how many times we've looked at that door, well,
what does that mean? Right.
Yeah, well, the listener has to supply the context. The subtext is all I'm talking about, because doors are used for lots of things, you know, to exit, to enter, to go between rooms. It's not always just to walk out on someone in a relationship or whatever, right? So then the listener kind of has to be like, oh, why are they looking at the door? Oh, that's right. And like, yeah, it makes sense, but it's just like, I would see if you could find other encapsulations of this idea, you know, and someone who's really strong for this is Kendrick Lamar. And so you don't really, so what's the King Kunta by Kendrick Lamar is awesome. And like it's, what would you say? It's encapsulation of his idea is the yam, you know. And so he even says, here, I'll play a little bit for you. And we can talk about just how good he is at coming up with symbols that stand for greater things.
I got a bone to pick. I don't want you monkey mouth motherfucker sitting in my throne again. I'm mad, but I ain't stressing. True friends. One question. Bitch, where you and I was walking. Now I run a game, got the whole world talking. King Kunta, everybody wanna cut the legs off him. Kunta, black man taking no loss. Oh yeah. Bitch, where you and I was walking. Now I run a game, got the whole world talking. King Kunta, everybody wanna cut the legs off him. When you got the yams, what's the yams? The yam is the power that beat, that beat, that beat, that beat, that beat. You can smell it when I'm walking down the street. Oh yes we can, oh yes we can. Sorry. I can dig rapping, but a rapper with a ghost rider. What the fuck happened?
Right, so that's what I'm talking about. He's like, he takes his symbol of, what would you say, of power or people who want to undercut other people, and he just puts it in the yams. And he does it so well that now, like, yams is slang. You could always be like, yo, I got the yams. And, like, my friends would know what that meant because he found such a good symbol for it. You know, so this is kind of what we're talking about. You know, because, like, the door, again, it's just, like, it can be used for so many different things. So that's all. And so I think you got enough to go on for the actual rhythms and, for the actual lines and the poetry of it. And just mixing up, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And the truth is, I haven't. Yeah. I've only started writing it today, right? So still, it's a work in progress. And until next time, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's no problem. The other thing is, right, what is the rhythmic archetype of every line here? You know, because I think you said when you did it the first time, like, your delivery was a little off rhythmically, right? And the reason it was because you had actually given yourself really hard rhythms to work with. And so what I'm asking you to do now is kind of to standardize the format of every line. Not to make it the same, but just to make them work on the same principles. And this is where we get a little bit into prosody. And prosody is the accents of words musically, right? Is how I would explain it. like what parts of a word you accent when you say them in music. Because, so I think we've done this before, but just to review, every word has an accent, right? You say volunteer, and then volunteer, the accent on first syllable, right? But then a word like architect, sorry, I got it backward. Volunteer.
It's on last.
Yeah, syllable 3, sorry. The one I wanted was architect, which is syllable 1. You say architect, right? And so, basically in rap, almost always, and we might not do it here, but the thing you're always responding to, I guess, in rap, the thing you're always responding to is the fact that you is the fact that rap started out by placing I'll call them verbal accents, prosodic accents, on the musical accents, right? Which meant that the emphasized syllable of a word has to be put on the beat. So you would say like, well, whatever. I don't want to come up with an example, but it's like, so you would say like volunteer. If you're right here, you would have to say volunteer. Or you would have to say architect. Because if you say something like this is what I mean. It's so hard to do. Wait, 1 second. Volunteer. It's not that that's wrong. It's just,
and you're also changing the accent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's not that that's wrong. It's just if you do it too much and it doesn't look like you're doing it on purpose, then it becomes awkward to listen to, So to try it again, it will be architect. Yeah, there you go. So what I'm asking, let's take your lines, I guess, where, let me repaste them again. So this is how, looking at your lines, right, and I couldn't really hear your rap, so it would be hard to know how you were doing it, but this is how you would have to do it, right? It doesn't matter how many times we've been here before. It doesn't matter how many times we've seen that door. It doesn't matter how many tears we've dropped on the floor. It doesn't matter how many years we've got anymore. So it's just a little rushed, no matter how you do it. And that's because it doesn't matter is 5 syllables, which is an uneven amount of syllables, So this is what I'm kind of asking you to standardize. So it's like, let's just compare, I need how many tiers? Where's the one with, I thought there was one with purpose.
There is.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. It doesn't matter that I don't do rare occurrence. Yeah, exactly. See, and you really get there when there are words with more than 1 syllable, right? Because you can just put it anywhere. But let's take like, it doesn't matter that I don't do it on, it doesn't matter that I don't do it on purpose. It doesn't matter that it's a rare occurrence. I am shoving all the syllables together in order to put the accented syllable of those long ending words on it. But let's just break it down a little more, and then I'll ask you if you have any questions. Sorry, just to finish this up, I'll do it on purpose. So this is every individual syllable of the first one, and this is every individual syllable of the second one, that it's a rare occurrence, right? And so the first...
Yeah, those aren't good.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that.
Okay, yeah.
I know those need to be reworded.
Yeah, well, it's just, and let me show you how, it's kind of what is what you need to think of, right? Because I want you to, because I think it could work. It's not just that you have to change the words. It might be that you just add in more syllables or take out other syllables, in order to make it work, Because I'm not trying to force you into a really simple da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Because that's boring. I'm not trying to force you into that, but I'm trying to, so even if you use complicated rhythms, I just want you to use the same complicated rhythms over and over is all. So like the first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so the first one is 13 syllables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Second one is 12. right? So this is something that you need to be aware of. And again, it's not that every line has to have the same number of syllables, but then you have to know that you will need to do something to make them sound similar. Either
the delivery will work,
either the first one's rhythms will have to be quicker at a certain point, or the second one's rhythms will have to be longer at a certain point, so that you are using the same kind of rhythms, is all I mean, you know? So that's the first thing. Then the second thing, so obviously the first thing, is the number of syllables. And then the second thing is which syllables are accented, right? Because if we look at the first one, it doesn't matter, and that's repeated, so it doesn't, so the second syllable is emphasized, matter, the fourth syllable, it doesn't matter that, it's 13, purpose, the 12th, so the second, fourth, and 12th, right? It doesn't matter that I don't do it on purpose, right? And then
it doesn't matter that I do it on purpose.
Yeah.
No, the way I actually deliver it is, it doesn't matter that I don't do it on purpose. It doesn't matter that it's a rare occurrence. It doesn't matter that I was. It doesn't want.
Yeah. So okay. So well, if you emphasize do it, okay. Let me get to the point, I guess. So it doesn't in the second one, right? The second one is emphasized, and the fourth one's emphasized because they're the same. But now we get a change because 12, 11. Then the 10th syllable is accented in occurrence. You know, so even the way you delivered it, the way you unconsciously did what I'm asking you to do, but you did it in an unsustainable way. Because you took a pause between itza and rare occurrence, but the thing is, you can't do that every time, or else I'll just be like, why is he stuttering? Or why is he...
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
The reason, the way I went about it is, I had about a 2-hour ride. Okay? So I was just listening to beats.
Yeah.
Because I knew I wanted to write a song to beat. And I knew I wanted this type of a piano and like melancholy, like sad. I was always listening to a bunch of beats. And then I found this, which really spoke to me. And then the way I went about it is, before I even wrote the lyrics, I was like, in my head, when I was hearing the beat, I was like, it's like I was putting in the structure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and so that's actually how I work a lot of times, because to me, the musical part of a rap is the most important part. What's the part I like to focus on? So what you're going to do, if you want to work that way, though, which is how a lot of rappers work, I think Pharoahe Monch works that way, but the thing to do is record your ad-libs then. Just doing exactly what you're doing. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then go back in and set syllables to each of them, you know? Because you can tell right here, like, these two rhythms are just too different. The lines of these two rhythms are just too different. They have different lengths and much different accentings. And so you just need to find a way kind of to bridge the gap between those two. Because you're asking the performer, which is in this case you or me, to take like these pauses that really upset the flow of it. And I just mean that literally of like the continuity, not like your rap flow.
Right.
Just the ongoing continuity of it. So, like, it doesn't matter that I was nervous. It doesn't matter that I never want to hurt us. All that matters is what's in front of us now. See, like I don't...
Oh, no, that's a different, that's a different, a little bit of a different rhythm, I guess.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, it can't happen, though, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's just hard to pull off. Like, because a lot of times, you know, I can look at rap lyrics on a page and know how they're performed because the accents are where they're supposed to be. And it's not just standard raps, you know? Like, I could do it probably with a Talib Kweli beat, Notorious B.I.G., and do it in their complicated rhythms. But, like, when I look at your lyrics, that structure does not jump out at me. The structure in terms of line length, of rhythms, and of where your accents are. So that's all I'm asking, you know? And because, yeah, like, there are complex ones, like, you know, and there are ones we've looked at before with, like the Mos Def, Talib Kweli redefinition, like right here.
Passionately, niggas are sweet, so I bet if I bid, I get a cavity. Living to get high, you ain't flyer than gravity. We die hard like the battery, don't in the back of me by the mad MC. Think imitation's the highest form of flattery. Actually, don't be mad at me, I had to be.
So even when he's doing those complicated rhythms, though, he's following these ideas. Because he's like, we die hard like a battery thrown in the back of me by the Mad MC. And you can see that he's kind of anchored it with his rhymes, right? So, battery thrown in the 6, right? Back of me by the... And then there's 5, Mad MC. And so he still has this structure, but the structure is a lot more straightforward than yours, because each one of these syllables is lasting the same exact amount of time, right? So it's easy to do. Like, the die hard like the battery thrown in the back of me by the Mad MC who thinks imitation is the highest form of flattery. Actually, don't be mad at me. You know, because every syllable is lasting the same amount of time. But he's still... So even though it's a complicated rhythm, he's following these same ideas of carefully structuring his accents and how long everything is lasting. So yeah, so that's all. And I know that we're early on in this song, but no, I'm excited to see where it goes. So if this is a verse, do you have any idea for like a chorus?
Not yet.
Okay.
I guess I'm open to suggestions, but maybe it's better that it comes out like of the, the emotional part of the song. How,
Yeah. Yeah, I would, so yeah, we could do that, obviously, because it worked out so well last time with your last song. But, so if you're open to suggestions, though, I would suggest, I might look into, some singing stuff, and I know you might not, like, consider yourself a singer, but, like, in rap, dog, you don't have to be a good fucking singer, man. Just, like, straight up, we're not looking for, like, that perfect opera, tone or whatever, but... yeah, it's just, I'm sorry, but, like, this is a classic. Kid Cudi and Kanye West just turned this shit into a formula. You have a slow beat with a melancholy piano, and then you put Kid Cudi on the chorus singing with just one or two unique words in the chorus. And, like, that's, like, that's all of 808s and Heartbreak, right? So, like, let me play you some stuff from that. And the beat's a little different, but obviously, I think you could still learn from it. So let's see. So this is Heartless.
I hear him talk the coldest story ever told. Somewhere far along this road, he lost his soul to a woman so heartless. How could you be so heartless? Oh, how could you
and
be
now
so
rap.
heartless? How could you be so cold as the winter wind when it breeze, yo?
Right? And so, like, the chorus is heartless. That could be the only damn word on the chorus. So amazing.
I'm the so amazing, so amazing, it's amazing, so amazing, so amazing, so amazing, it's amazing. To know you keep your love down, keeping your love locked down, everybody, the wrong thing, spend your whole life, but I can make you get up in mind, take the lady, we don't know. Nights at the Lola's Club in a Heartbreak Hotel, but sorry, we're closed. Babe, keep it going on.
Sorry, Streetlights is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm just like the streets. I'm just like in the streets.
And you can hear how much space there is, right?
It's like the same. It's like they're almost the same.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But it works across an entire album because it was so fucking different from everything else that was there in 2007. No, 2007 was Graduation. 2008, I guess. Right? Yeah, so he could just do it fucking over and over. And you can tell because he would push these things to the forward, right? He starts his song with choruses instead of verses. And so he really focuses on that. But yeah, you know, and again, like, it doesn't take much here. So, you know, and Kanye kind of, I think Kanye actually is a good singer. He's a better singer now than he was anyway. Maybe at the time he made 808s. And, you know, he masks it. I wouldn't say he hides it. But the fact that he uses auto-tune and distortion, you know, helps it mean that his voice will always sound good. But, like, shit, man, this is, like, fucking, you want my best example for, how you can sing awfully, just terribly in rap and have it sound amazing is
Dear old dirty bastard.
this one.
No. Dear baby Jesus. No, that's not it. Dear Dirk McGurk. Oh yeah. Look, man, this is a girl that I really like, man, and I want to get her to notice me. So I just wanted some advice on what should I do to like get her to come my way. Right back soon. Your biggest fan, Ryan Fest. Why do you build me up? Have you ever met a girl?
Right? And so, I fucking love that song.
That actually might be better than me.
I don't know, man. And yeah, like, they've got all the studio stuff and stuff. But the funny thing, you know, like, you just couldn't do that in another genre. You know, because part of it is the fact that he's not a fucking trained singer. And that makes it sound so awesome. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he, you know, and the great thing is that he's singing something with a really sweet melody. He's singing a really famous, 1950s, like, barbershop quartet song that...
Sounds like.
Yeah, it's all melodic, but he does it. Yeah, I love that song. But even, like, yeah, man, fucking Young Thug, you know, and again, but I would want to emphasize that these people are making what would be bad sounding in another genre work for them. You know, like, they're taking advantage of it and taking it somewhere else. But, like, this is fucking Nigeria.
Shut up, big go on. You know what, me I do. What's up, Pee-wee? Me can you in Nigeria. They go drums in Jamaica. Smoking weed from Nigeria. Take a look in the mirror. All I see is a midnight.
You know, and so there he's, I guess you could say, like, singing out of tune. It's really almost like microtonal singing. So he's singing in steps that are smaller than, like, a piano that the West's music is built on. Even, you know, all of rap. But yeah, it's like, here, I'll try to do something just to
Smoking weed from Nigeria.
yeah, smoking weed in Nigeria. You know, so he's almost like wailing at that part. And I fucking love it, just to be absolutely clear. So I'm not telling you to try any of these styles. I'm just saying it does not take much, you know, that you could, because, like, even Big Sean, I'm just telling you that there's an entire world between, like, proper singing of opera or whatever and the rap of, like, the 90s and shit. There's an entire world, because even, like, Big Sean, you know, Big Sean isn't necessarily singing, but he is, what do I want? Too fake. He is, like,
Yeah.
I don't know what you would call it.
They say I'm too fake. Fuck it, I'm paid. I can't even find an empty spot inside my safe. I got Cardi's on my eyes, Louis on my cage, lobster, shrimp, and calamari right here chilling on my plate.
Right? So that's like singing, but it's like rapping, you know? And that's what I mean.
Like singing with the monotonous...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
No. But like there's a whole bunch. So like singing monotonously, you can do it. Because the reason, it's not just that people who haven't trained in singing are bad singers. The reason is that they can't hold pitch. You know, you can't hold a pitch and just be like, even I can't do it. If you listen really closely, there are small fluctuations. So what you can do is add in more syllables like Big Sean does. And then you reset the pitch every time. And that makes it easier. So then you're, instead of going like, they say I'm too fake. You do, they say I'm too fake. Fuck it, I'm paid. I can't even find an empty spot inside my safe. You know, and so there are just this whole bunch of lines, and then maybe a little closer to singing than Big Sean is Lil Uzi Vert. So like, let me think of a good one. No. Yeah, let's do this.
Damn mama, I don't wanna sign up. No way, out here getting commas. Like my dad, I'm a grinder. She don't want me locked up. Mama, I'm gon' wash up. With my wrist, it lock up. All my diamonds rocked up. I don't wanna sign up. Mama love me so I can do no wrong. Mama in the trap, so this her favorite song. I'm gon' get them racks, little baby, that's a long. Said I wasn't nothing, but I came in strong. You got the best advice, but I won't call. I know I'm grown, so I do not need y'all.
You know, and so now we're back. That's not really the rap of the 90s, you know, just to give you an example of, you know, like, and now let's all compare everything we just heard to something like Changes.
Ship them, don't let them deal the brothers. Give them guns, step back, watch them kill each other. It's time to fight back, that's what Huey said. 2 shots in the dark, now Huey's dead.
And so I don't want you to think that Tupac doesn't care about pitch. It's just that he's not singing. You know, Tupac still has to have...
I think he is singing.
You think
It
so?
does sound. To
Well,
a certain extent.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I sorry. I mean singing like...
There's not a chance. There's not a chance in the world that his voice really sounds like that when he's speaking, right?
No. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, like...
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
But yeah, and that's what I mean. And these are just good things for everyone to know, you know, because this is, you know, I will never teach you based on what is popular, but I will tell you that singing is more and more popular in rap. And it's just like nowadays, like, if you want to get popular, you have to have this melodic look. And I know people who will, you know, they'll pick styles based on just what is popular, which, you know, I'm not necessarily hating on, but but like the singing one is just, it's a tool in your bag that you gotta have. So I don't even know if you, it doesn't matter if you always sing or even sing a little, but like on the album, there's gotta be one song where you're auto-tuning something, you know, and finessing it that way.
By the way, what the hell is auto-tuning, anyhow?
Yeah, okay, so auto-tune is a plugin you put on your voice. So what you do is you record your voice, and then you put this plugin on it. And it's an effect, right? And what it does is auto-tune can actually do a lot of things. But the one thing it can do is fix pitch. So if someone's not a good singer, you can actually change that and make them a good singer digitally. But the second thing and what rappers use it for is, and I've used it before in a different way. And I'll show you a good example. But it imposes a scalar melody on your voice. Because like you're saying, right, you just said Tupac is singing because I don't think that's what his voice sounds like when he's speaking. So like your point there is kind of like, well, everything has pitch. And what auto-tune does is it reads the pitch of your voice and then it like computerizes it and inserts that pitch into it. So if you want to hear something, this is a song I used it for. Let me get to a good... Here, this is the end. And you can really hear it. Right at the end. Right here. Could you hear that? It's like, huh. And it does it in a scale, you know. So here, I can send that to you real quick. It's at the end. It's at the very end of the song. But that's what auto-tune is. If you imagine, you know, because I don't speak like that, I can't just go like, you know. But yeah, just check it out on your own time. It might be helpful. But yeah.
Wouldn't that pose like a real problem if you wanted to perform live?
Yeah, man, it does. And on 99.99% of your other questions, I will be able to answer them and put your concerns to bed. but not this fucking time. So, and that's, you know, that's why, dude, just live performance isn't really a thing in rap. You know, like if you're the fucking, if you're a rock band, right, your goal is to be the Rolling Stones and to do a world tour. But the rappers who do that, they don't, because it's too hard to pull off, you know, right? Because rock bands, they want to make the coolest music with live instruments, I would say, but rappers kind of flip the equation and they're like, well, what if we didn't care about live performance? Couldn't we pull off some amazing fucking shit? And the answer is absolutely yes, because like you could just never pull off something like the opening of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
You might think you've peeped the scene. You haven't. The
Or
real
even
one's
like Business.
The watered down
right?
one, the one you know, was made up centuries ago. They made it sound all whack and corny. Yes, it's awful, blasted boring. Twisted fiction, sick addiction. Well, gather round, children, separate lesson.
Can we get much higher?
So high, so
Can we get much higher?
so
Can we get much
Right? So you could just never ever recreate that live. But that's like almost besides the fucking point. And Business might even be an even better example. Because, you know, like in real life, similar sounds blend together. But what Dr. Dre can do, come on, dog. I just need the fucking Eminem one. You know, so like right here, there's like staccato, there's like dun 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 dun. And then like there's a bass one playing a bass line. So yeah, that's all they use it for. But
Yeah, I get it.
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, well I think you got a lot of good stuff to go off of for next week.
Definitely.
So
What do you
okay.
think about the beat, though? Just out of curiosity.
Well, what do I think about it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it's a really good one. Give me a sec.
this is.
Yeah, it's nice because the harmonies are like harmonies you won't hear that often. And also I like it because it doesn't drag. You know, some people make sad beats and they're not just sad, they're like boring almost and like they drag. But this is like a little, and I can tell that it fits the emotional tenor of your song because it's clear that like a resolution, not a resolution, but like an aspiration is coming. Like, yeah, things suck, but if we keep working hard enough, then one day they won't suck. Is what the beat musically tells me, and that kind of seems to be your lyrics too, like you said, right? Yeah, okay, cool. So we're good for next week?
Definitely.
Okay, cool. Awesome, man. Can't wait to see
ya.
you again. Yeah, I'll see you next week. Peace. Peace, A-Town.
Bye.